It's your boy Hype bringing you another solo Nightfall on the Animal Instincts Gaming channel, and this time around, Omnigul's ugly ass is back in town, and I cannot stand this strike. I really can't. Bungie, you beat it to death. We're sick of it. Put it to bed for a while. They're not going to. They're not. It's not going to happen. But anyways, let's see what we got going on in this time around. As usual, we have epic, highly shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in great numbers. We have Nightfall. If you die, you're done. If all players die, your fire team is returned to orbit. We also have Angry. Minions of the Darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. We have Juggler. No ammo drops for your equipped weapons. And last up, this week's damage of choice is Void Burn. Void damage from any source is greatly increased. And I'm going to be heading on in there with my level 34 Warlock. I'm going to be going in there with 365 Word of Crota, and there's the setup on it. I'm also going to be going in there with the 365 Praeton's Revenge. And last up, I'm going to be heading on in there with the 365 Truth. Yeah. And there's the setup on that. Now, I make a huge mistake on this, and you stick around to the end of the video. If you want to jump ahead, feel free, go right ahead to see what I do wrong so you don't end up doing the same thing if you play this out this way. Right here in the beginning, you're just going to want to hop on your Sparrow and cruise all the way up to these steps, and right away I drop a heavy synth. And right from this doorway, you kind of do not want to pass that point. Like to get a few snipes off from here. Praetor's Revenge explodes, does it cause a little extra damage, and a couple more enemies they'll pop out, get some snipes on them. Like to take out those enemies in the back first, then there's going to be a captain to the right, which I try to take out, but being he's got the arc shield and it's all void, he manages to get away. Use one shot, would have been able to finish him off, but he runs off, and I shoot a couple rockets off to the left with the Truth, kill out a whole bunch of those enemies. And you want to pay attention. You'll be able to hear when the skanks are coming out to play. Now, when they show up, you want to be ready because they have the solar shields. They're taking 2 shots, it's just not too bad, and I'll throw a nade out there. But if you get overran by those skanks, you're going to want to head all the way back down the steps where you came in. And I only go to this point because I wasn't completely overran. I was doing this for just to show you guys. But if you get overran and you run all the way back to that first flight of steps, from that point, the enemies will start moving, they'll back up. And you can kind of regroup, get your health built back up, and head on back up, which you'll see I do it again later on in the video, but I'm going to speed things up here in a moment, just to keep things moving along. So just keep that in mind. If you get overran, head on back. And I don't know what this is, guys, but there's a rumor going around town that Xur might be coming. He might be coming to pay a visit today with some new exotics. A lot of people, they don't know. It seems like the majority of people don't believe that you will be able to purchase any of these exotics, which kind of makes sense. I mean, it would be awesome if you could. But he's going to be stopping in the tower and just showing off some of the new gear that's going to be coming with the Taken King, which that's pretty cool in itself. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be around. You know, I get these things done and out, and then I got stuff that I got to do. So let me know in the comments section on this one if at some point in time if Xur comes out and what the deal is with that, man. It's pretty crazy. If none of you's heard about it, Bungie put out a thing on Instagram, a picture of Xur saying he doesn't, basically he's not in complete control, and the Nine's telling him to make an appearance and show off some of the new exotics. Now, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's it. That enemy's cleared out. Once you clear out all the enemies, and basically just stay through that first doorway. Don't go running in there. The good part about void damage is a lot of the enemies that you face on this nightfall are either arc or solar, so you don't get wrecked so easily. You can take a good bit of damage. Kind of made the nightfall a little bit easier, except for the drastic mistake that I make towards the end. But right there, after you kill off a couple of enemies, you're going to hear the invisible guys come in. Now, when they come in, you want to make your way back to these steps, because the skanks, they just appear out of nowhere, as they usually do. You never know until it's too late, pretty much. But if you make your way back to this stairwell, that's a safe spot. They're not going to pursue you any further. They're going to stay back, and you can head glitch those steps, heal up. Just anytime you hear those samurai guys do that. Sometimes the skanks, they don't appear. Sometimes they'll all come from the front. They'll try and come through the front door, and you run out the back door. But you'll see the second time around. No pun intended. No, absolutely pun intended. But you'll see the second time around, that's what they do. I end up running because I know the samurai guys are coming, and I just prepare myself just in case the skanks pop up, run back, and they're not there. So just be aware of that. They're pretty much the only thing that can be a nuisance at this point. And as I said, even that, they're not. See, there's the samurai guys. I run back. The invis guys run back to the steps, waiting to see if I see anything appearing on my mini-map. Nothing. So all the skanks are coming in from the front door this time around. But as I was saying earlier, without solar or arc, the skanks, they really aren't that big of a deal. But you don't want to get wounded up from them and then sniped from something else. So it's better to play it safe. Still run back, heal up, regroup, and head back on out. And that's it. That's the only thing really you got to worry about from this part. Other than that, it's just staying behind this doorway. Don't go out there. The ships will come in. They deal massive damage. Stay in this doorway. Target practice. Not a problem. It's a breeze. You should have not a problem with this. So I'm going to keep things sped up here until we get through this part. And then we're going to be making our way to Omnigul. Omnigul's ugly ass. Yeah, what? What? You gonna burn. You gonna burn today. Get it? Get it? Nope. Shut up, hype. Shut up, hype. It wasn't that funny. But as you see here, it's just target practice, man. Nothing to worry about. Once you know all the ships are done spawning in, slowly make your way out. Don't forget about this idiot up on the balcony right there. Take him out, and then everything down in the middle, all the main captains and stuff like that, I just hit them with the truth, rocket them, and then a few drag are going to come running through the doorway to the left, which is the part where you need to make your way through to get to Omnigul. So I'm just going to shoot a rocket right in there. Boom. They're all done, and let's go. Keep things sped up. Here we come, Omnigul. And the main reason why I was saying earlier that I messed up on this is because it just, I don't die or nothing like that. Don't have to redo it over, but it just took me a lot longer than it had to. So here we go. You want to deploy your ghost right there. He's going to hack into the doorway, hit the corner, and there she is. Man, that's one ugly bitch. Hit her up a few times. She's going to scream, spawn in some enemies. Shoot a rocket, take most of them out. Why not? Got plenty of rockets. Seemed like that was the only thing that was really dropping for me was the heavy ammo. You're going to want to take out all the enemies as they spawn in. The main thing that's going to get you here is not even the knights this time around. If there was an arc, definitely you want to watch out for the knights and the boomers. But the main thing is when you hit this corner, the ogre, because the ogres do have void damage. So after you clear everything out, you're going to want to turn this corner. You will see two wizards. Make sure you take them out first. That way you do not have to worry about them when dealing with other enemies. And they're really not that bad to take you out. You hit them with one rocket, a couple shots from Crota's. The word of Crota. And if you don't have these weapons, look at this guy. He's sitting back in the outhouse dropping a deuce. Look at him. Look at him. Needs some toilet paper, bruh. Shit stank. But if you don't have these exact weapons, just use the best ones that you have. For an example, I was really debating on going in with the Scholar Adept, which is void. But the hand cannons, especially the Word of Crota, it's a beast. It has the explosive rounds, which they pretty much rip through the shields, even if their shields are not void. But right there, you see that ogre? He almost put me down. So that's the only thing really you want to watch about. If you get hit up, back up. All those knights will back up, and there's the ogre. He's one shot. Finish off the ogre and then start taking out all the knights. Now, if you're going to do this strike this way, I go back and I cheese omnigul, which I've done before. If you do this way, you're going to want to make sure you clear out all these enemies. Of course, unless you are a hunter, then you can crouch down, go invis, run all the way to the next room, get omnigul pushed back to the stage. The little checkpoint thing is going to change up. It's going to switch to saying kill omnigul. See how it's lighting up right there on my little radar mini map, whatever you want to call that thing. That's the next area where I have to go to. If you were invisible, you would make it to that one and then head back. But being that I'm not my hunter, I'm going to clear everything out and go all the way back there and make sure that omnigul is where she needs to be before I head back to cheese. Which, might as well just put it out there now, that's kind of where I make the mistake. If I were to do this over, I would not do the cheese because I did not have a void sniper rifle with armor piercing rounds. In order to do this cheese, you need a sniper rifle with armor piercing rounds. Now I was thinking it would still be okay because omnigul does have an arc shield and my sniper rifle does arc damage, so that it would still be able to take her out quick enough. And kind of, you know, the main reason is because it's just less of a headache. You don't have to deal with all the other enemies. So there we go, switched up to kill omnigul, and you're going to want to run right to where that little checkpoint area is and then make your way all the way back. Now, as I was saying, I should have just stayed right there and fought her out with the void weapons. Unless you have a void sniper rifle that has armor piercing rounds, I would not recommend doing this because it took a lot of time. You're going to want to head back to this area and you're going to want to do a wall breach. Now, there's plenty of videos out there on how to wall breach, so I'm not going to explain on how to do that. It can get tricky at times, but there's plenty of videos and it's not that difficult to figure it out. You will get it done. You just got to keep trying. And if you do head that way, you just want to follow the same path that I do. Now, if you're not comfortable with doing this, or if you're like, you know, well, I don't have a void sniper rifle with armor piercing rounds, I have other videos up there fighting omnigul heads up the normal way, and you can check them out. Not the last one that I posted up. I believe I cheesed her and that one as well. So the one prior to that, if you look through the videos 2 omniguls ago, that one should be straight up duking it out with omnigul, and you can see how I play it out that way. But if you do it this way, just follow where I do, and you can probably even reforge a sniper rifle of yours and get armor piercing rounds on a void sniper rifle. But here I switch over to my LDR. There's the armor piercing rounds. That's what you need because you are actually shooting through a wall. And I figured it would still do enough damage, even though, you know, it is void damage greatly increased. But I was wrong, because this took a long time. But I'll switch over to my Word of Crow to shoot off a couple of shots just to get her attention. And then you'll also, for this, being that you're stuck here, you can't even pick up any ammo, you're going to want to have your icebreaker back here, because you can drop a synth, but when you use a synth, you got a 5-minute cooldown, and in that time period, you know, if you switch to your icebreaker, let it regen all your bullets on your icebreaker, then switch back, you will end up with some bullets in your sniper. But from here, that's it, man. And due to their not being, them being angry and won't flinch even after massive damage, it's a pain in the ass because she's just non-stop moving around. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It was really, really a pain in the ass. So looking back on this, I would recommend just, unless you have a Void Sniper Rifle, don't even bother with this. Don't waste your time. You go in there and you hit everything with the damn truth and every void thing that you got, plus you're not going to be taking that much damage because majority of the enemies in there, as I was saying earlier, are going to be solar or arc. You should be fine just doing it heads up, and that's the way I should have went about it. But it's one of the reasons why I do these things. I go through and learn from my mistakes and put them out there so that you don't go through and do the same damn thing. So right there, I was using the app, got my icebreaker out and switching things over. So now I'm just doing a little dance while I get my icebreaker filled up. Coming up here, we're going to have a random comment from last week's solo run. And for a chance to be featured in next week's, just leave a comment on this one. That's it, man. And when you're back here, you can get hit. I'll get back to that. Here comes our comment from last week, and it's one from Taryn. Finally ended up doing it. He finally ended up soloing it, and he got the Monty. Nice. So shout out to him, man. I know in a couple of comments we were going back and forth, and he was struggling on some of these solo runs, and congrats on doing that, man. Good job, and let me know how you do on this one. And as I was saying, here you can be hit if you were too close to that wall, so make sure you keep a little distance between you and that wall, and also don't move around too much because there's spots where you will get stuck, and it will say basically like you're out of the map, because in a way you pretty much are. You'll be in a turn back zone, and you're stuck. You literally can't move, and you will die and have to restart all over again. But we're just going to keep things sped up here, because as you see, I was here for a while, and that's why I would not recommend doing this if you do not have a Void Sniper Rifle with armor-piercing rounds. Now, it should not be difficult to get if you want to go about it this way. All you got to do is take any sniper rifle and reforge it, and should be able to get a Void one with armor-piercing rounds, when actually I did have one, but I just didn't have it upgraded. So, wouldn't have done me any justice at the time anyway, because I was already in there. But if you're going with a team, the easiest way, realistically, the easiest way with a team and the fastest way with a team is to just kill off a few enemies right when you get to Omnigul, the final area. Kill off majority of all the enemies besides just Omnigul. Then run straight through and hop up in the room that's right across from her, which is directly across the other side when you first enter that room. It's almost by where I'm sitting right now. You hop up there with all three of yous, or even two of yous, however many of yous you got, and one guy sits in the corner. There's plenty of videos out there on how to do it. One guy sits in the corner while the other guy just shoots as many rockets, snipe shots, whatever he's got at Omnigul, and when he dies, the other guy just revives him, and repeat and recycle. Just keep doing the same thing, and that is by far the fastest way and easiest way to end Omnigul's day. You see right there, that was my second synth, so I was already going at this for 5 minutes, and this is my second synth, so pretty much it was over 10 minutes, which is nuts. It's a huge waste of time. It's like every time when I'm recharging with that icebreaker, I'm like, all right, this is going to be the last time. She's going to go this time, and no. And right there, wow. I don't know why I did that. I just felt like shooting a rocket off to the sky while I was waiting for the icebreaker to charge up, and guess I'm inside like a little building room area, and that thing blew up and damn near killed me. I have radiance, but still would have sucked. I mean, because I did have the bounty for the earn 9,000 points without dying or whatever it is. But we're almost there. Omnigul is going down. If you stuck around this far, just wait a little bit more and check out the roll. If not, just skim slightly ahead. Only about a minute or two, and I'll see you there. Alright, come on, Omnigul. This is where I was like, you know, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. But I think this is it. I think she is 1 or 2 bullets away. Last time letting the icebreaker charge up. Shoot, boom! Peace out, you ugly bitch. Hopefully, I will not be seeing her again for a while, because I know 3 weeks will be the Taken King, and hopefully that'll bring some new things, and we won't see her around for quite some time. And boom! I get an exotic, man. I'm on an exotic roll here, the exotic train, riding the exotic train. I'm going to bring up a little screenshot of the amateur, the upgrades and stuff like that. And that's going to about wrap it up for me in this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit that like button. And for a chance to be featured in next week's solo run, leave a comment on this one. And if you haven't, be sure to subscribe to Animal Instincts Gaming. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time, Animals, it's your boy Hype. We out.